Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be talking about creating classes and instances in JavaScript. Let's get started. So first off, let's talk about our learning objectives for today. So by the end of this section, what we're going to be looking at is you're going to be able to define and create JavaScript classes, initiate objects from classes using the new keyword, and understand how to structure business logic using object-oriented programming, or OOP. Now, what is a class? So, a class in JavaScript is a blueprint for creating objects. Think about like this template here for entities in your business, such as employees, products, and customers. So, this class keyword here initiates a class. Employee is the name of the class. We use the constructor object for an individual's name, title, and salary. Then we instantiate each of these with an this.name is equal to name, this.title is equal to title, and this.salary is equal to salary. So in business terms, a class is your HR form. Every time you hire someone, you fill it out and create a new employee or an instance. So let's go on and actually do this in practice. So first off, let's create up a employee, and we have a constructor with a name, title, salary. Let's double check we got that. What we wanted here, name, title, salary. And we have our name, title, and salary. Now we want to instantiate each of these. So, and we also want to create up an instance. So here we're going to create an instance of employee. And you know what, let's put this as, let's actually give this a title up here too. Is there we go. So let's create up a const of employee 1, want new, and this employee here is going to be called Alice. She's an analyst, and she's making $70,000 a year. Fonts, we have an employee 2. It's going to be new employee. We're going to say this is going to be Bob. He is a developer making $86,000 a year. Now each employee 1 and employee 2 is an instance of the employee class, and they share the same structure, but they have unique data. So they have this structure here, okay? And again, we can all right, let's actually take a look at each of those. I'll bring this over here. Again, it doesn't really have anything inside of it, but we'll inspect it. Oh, and I want to actually open this up with Chrome. Give it just once. There we go. And so here you see an employee and employee. So employee 1 has name Alice, salary 70,000, title is analyst, and Bob, salary is 86,000, title developer. And then we have prototype, we have all this extra, and we'll talk about that in a later video. So the next thing that we want to look at here is let's create up another example. So I'm going to comment this out. No. Go here and let's do a business example. So customer accounts. Okay. So we're going to also create up a customer account system with for a subscription business. So class is going to be a customer. The constructor here will be name, tier, and is active. Okay, so name, tier, and is active. Now we want to be able to deactivate their account. Okay, so and this will create up a tier, this will automatically switch this is active to false. Okay, we can also set up an activate, which will turn this on. Okay, so it'll turn them to is active as true. And then we want to also be able to upgrade their tier here. And let's say if this dot tier is equal to basic, this dot tier is equal to pro. Else if this dot tier is equal to pro, and we want this to be an enterprise service. Okay. All right. So let's go on and create up some instances. So creating and using instances. Customer 1 is equal to new customer. We're going to be Carol. They're going to be basic and true. We're also going to have Dave and false. So let's do customer 1 dot upgrade tier and customer 1 dot deactivate. Okay, and let's do this really quickly. Let's do, you know what, we don't even need customer 2 for this because we're going to show basically everything here. So let's do console.log customer 1. Okay, and I'll put in all right, so let's take a look. I notice our customer is active as false. Well, false, Carol, pro. Well, false, Carol, pro. So this ran all at once, and I wanted to do this in a very specific way, but it's not wanting to do that. So let's do it this way. Let's do this really quickly. All right, so now we get true, Carol, basic, and then if I go on and run this now, and we get here false, Carol, pro. Okay, so what do we use this in classes and business applications? Well, we do this for a couple reasons. Okay, we do this for reusability, to avoid redundant code using a single class structure. Scalability, it's easier to maintain and grow our apps. And encapsulation, this keeps related data and functions together. So here's an activity if you guys want to. So build up a product class with a name, a price, a quantity, and a method. And I will let you guys do that as your task. As a summary though, the concepts that we looked at class, which is the blueprints for objects. We looked at the constructor, which is a function for initializing an instance. New keyword is to create up a new instance, and a method is a function inside of a class. If you guys like this, please comment, subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.